All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being on this call tonight. My name is Hillary Thompson, and I am your Emerald Upline on the Fit, Healthy, Wealthy team. And I am super duper excited for this Monday motivation to share with you and to also have some awesome people that attended the Dream On convention, and it was amazing. I attended last year's convention, and this one just like it blew it out of the water. Not to mention the fact that it was like double in size from last year. If that doesn't say anything about growth for this company, it has just been so amazing and such a blessing. I have asked several people who were in attendance to speak and give some of their tidbits and takeaways from that convention. I think it's really important to get everyone's kind of the point of view and perspective on these things, and then you don't get bored with just hearing me talk all the time. So the first person that I am going to ask to speak tonight is the beautiful Charmaine, and she is a silver ambassador with Plexus on her way to gold and has an amazing, amazing story, an amazing spirit, energy, and I am just super, super excited to have her on this call and have her on this team. So Charmaine, I am going to unmute you. Hi, girl. And I'm going to mute myself, and then you can go ahead and take 5 to 10 minutes or so and just give your takeaways on convention.
Hello, everybody. So I got to attend my first convention, and it was super exciting. Like, you have no idea how amazing an experience it is until you're sitting there among like 12,000 other people. Just hearing other people that share the same dream as you share. And one of my takeaways I got, it was said to us, it's going to cost you nothing to dream, but it's going to cost you everything if you don't. It's like, if you let somebody stop your dreams and what you believe in just because they don't believe in it yet, then you're not going to go anywhere. I mean, you know it's amazing. I know it's amazing. And we know that they're watching, so it's like, don't stop believing in how this opportunity can help other people. My why is totally to be able to be healthy for my child. There he is. Just to be able to be there for him, and I just want to be an inspiration to other people and to help others, because you just don't know who else is suffering like you. So it's really important to keep sharing your story, even through the nose. Yes, even through the nose, you need to share your story. It doesn't matter if somebody likes it. It doesn't matter if nobody comments. People are still watching. I had a friend tell me, I see all of your comments, and she just started liking it. So, it's like, I've been reading your comments. So just because you don't get a like or a comment or a customer that day, or even an ambassador, it doesn't mean that you should quit. You should never give up, because this opportunity is more amazing than anybody could ever imagine. It has the ability to change your life and to change other people's lives. And Victor Anthony was there. He was the MC, and he said that people are going to say things to you that are negative about Plexus, and you're supposed to press delete. And you might even start to believe those negative things. So you're supposed to delete yourself. You just have to delete, and flush the toilet. And they were just talking about how you can take this business and make it anything that you want it to be. You just have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in the business. You can't give up just because so-and-so is gold and you're not getting there, or, man, I want to be a diamond, or I'm not getting anybody. You just can't. You can't give up. You have to keep going. You have to keep on believing in yourself. I feel like the first step is to just believe in you, because there are so many people watching you that believe in you. It's just that they're scared. They don't know how to accept an opportunity that they don't know anything about. So it's our job as ambassadors and people who save people to just keep sharing. Like, that's the number one thing we have to do. Stop sharing. And then they were saying how you need to do what you don't like so that one day you can do what you love. So you just have to smile through the nose and take those as learning experiences. You need to focus on your strengths so that you can build up your weaknesses. Rita Davenport said, "Get your ass in gear." It just totally stuck with me. And you just have to be courageous and just know that people are watching, no matter what. They might not message you for 6 months. And then just because you reach a goal, like you become gold, it doesn't mean that you stop learning. They said school is never out. The more you learn, the more you earn. And they also said, do not make Facebook your wastebook. So, like, don't be on there posting all this negative crap. You have to be in a positive mindset. They said it's okay sometimes to have a dump day, but don't stay there because people are watching to see what you're going to do. People are watching you outside of Plexus, and that affects whether or not they want to join you. I don't know what else to say besides that. You just have to grab hold of your.
Oh, you're kind of cut out there, Charmaine, I think. Can anyone else hear her? No, okay. We lost you, Charmaine.
Oops.
Oh, we lost you for a minute.
Do you hear me?
I hear you now, yes.
No, I was just saying that you have to take your why and make it your driving force, your reason why you're doing this, because those no's are going to turn into yeses, or they're going to reach other people.
Awesome. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing. What a life-changing experience, right? Being around all those people, sharing that common goal, common vision, and just being inspired. Thank you.
Mention you need to go next year. Like Tanya Stewart said, sell your couch. Go, go, go.
Yes.
It is like the most amazeballs experience ever. And they spoil you. Yes, go. Sell your couch. Okay, I'm done.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm muting you now, just so you know. All right. Thank you so much, Charmaine. The next beautiful person we have to share with us is Miss Brenna. Brenna, if you want to, I'm going to unmute you. Hey, Brenna.
Hi.
Awesome. If you could share your takeaways, that would be fabulous.
Okay. I'm going to talk a little bit about the silver training that we did on Tuesday, or was it Wednesday? But so one of the main things I took away is that generally when you're talking to someone about Plexus, you're more doing the talking and you're not thinking about listening to them and their experiences. And that's one thing that I really it hit me really hard. And so I just want to be an active listener, and that's just, I've gotten to know people that I never really talked to about stuff like this. I've actually heard things that I missed before, and I felt like that was really just important to note. And another thing that was reiterated time and time again was that you are the messenger, not the message of Plexus. And that was something that I also found profound. And then there were 4 things, I guess 4 steps. The first was to ask questions and be curious into the people that you're learning about. And then you're sharing the benefits while actually answering the questions that they have for you. And then when you're talking to someone, make sure you kind of have a closing at the same time, because you want to be able to resolve everything that they have issues with and be able to address everything in that sense. And then there's another small quote that I found really awesome. It was, be authentic, have integrity, be respectful, and be trustworthy. And so those are things that you just kind of have to live by, being someone that's promoting something so fantastic and life-changing. So, and it doesn't even have to be with Plexus that you're asking people about us, but their family, their job. If they love their job, be excited and just foster that excitement in the Plexus too. So let's see, I think that's all I had for, they also talked about how to use social media in a smart way. And so that's the other thing that I did a lot of writing on. Rebecca Fowley talked about that a lot. And then basically what you're searching for when you're posting is that you're trying to connect to a person's why, not just their why for health issues, but financial freedom, etc. And she was also saying that even if you're not trying to, you have a target demographic. And I think she was saying it's 25 to 40-year-old women was the target demographic for Plexus. But I guess one thing that I took from that is trying to be able to just change your target once in a while so that people feel like they can relate to Plexus. And once they feel like they can relate, then they'll feel like that's something that they can achieve. So those are the main things for me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I applaud you because I know this is completely out of your comfort zone to be
Well, thanks.
stretching and growing. And that's how we grow. You know, when we stretch our comfort zone a little bit, it never truly goes back to where it was. So that's how we keep growing and expanding that. And you did that today too with an awesome video. So kudos to you. So proud of you. And again, that I muted you, sorry. The active listening is really, really important. And I'm seeing it in Silver and Seven of the fears of that judgment on us. And what we have to remember is it's not about us. It's not about us. So when we remove our ego from it and don't take things personally, that's when it becomes beautiful and magical, because we're not, you know, we have that belief. We're just going forward, moving passionately and listening and helping others, because it's not about us. It's about all of the people that can benefit from Plexus. So thank you again, Brenna, so much. I'm very proud of you. Next up is Miss Rhonda. I'm so excited to hear from you. Yay! Hello.
Hi.
Because my son just.
Okay. Can y'all hear me? These ladies did such a beautiful job. I don't know if I have much to cover. And during Charmaine's, I don't know if someone could see my video. I wasn't meaning to laugh. The neighbor's dog was totally having diarrhea in my front yard. So those girls covered it really well. I was going to also cover the Facebook, the Diamond Rebecca. She has spoke on how posting on Facebook, how that's important. Had lots of different tips for that. And I'd be happy to like type those up and kind of present those, you know, put those in a feed or something for tips for that. One of the most important things I think she mentioned was being yourself. You know, you're trying to create a brand for yourself and for your Plexus business. And if you're posting things on there that aren't authentic to your personality, your style, I mean, we may go and look at, you know, people's Facebook pages, you know, to get ideas. But if you're just copying, pasting their stuff and it's totally something you would never say, people are going to see that. They're going to see that that is not you. And people to you and buy into you more if you're being authentic to things that you would say. So kind of like a text message, if you're pissed at somebody, type it out, read it. You know, if you still want to send it, it. But I mean, same with Facebook. I mean, type it out. If you're going to do a post, read it back to yourself. Is that something you would actually say? Because people are going to be like, oh, she's trying to be something she's not. And I don't know what this Plexus thing. She's just trying to be something she's not. And so that was one of the big things I got away from the Silver training when she was talking about Facebook posting. And I don't know, there was another thing, and I don't know if it came from the Silver training, in asking questions and trying to find out more about people, because it's not about us. But someone had said, and this is something I say to my kids all the time, but I've never heard anybody else say it, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. So, you know, use your ears more than you speak. So that's something that really resonated with me, because I live that. And so I tell my kids that all the time. But the training, I have never been to convention. This is my first year. I've been with Plexus for a year. I'm Silver. I have lots of mind blocks and issues that I need to work through. And this was, I mean, I always think, oh, who would want to do this Plexus stuff? Well, there was 12,000 people there. I mean, and that's just a small portion of the people that, you know, do the business and want to share it. So I think it was very eye-opening to me to see how many people's lives it has touched and how many people's lives it has changed. And when the Diamonds were up there speaking to us, they all started where we were. They all started off with nobody under them running the business. They all had to go through Silver. They all had to go through all the ranks. And so I think it resonated a little bit more knowing and hearing them saying they went through the steps as well, not just all of a sudden they're Diamonds. Of course, I mean, they had to go through all of the growing, you know, personal growth and all the things that we did. So huge boost to, I think, how I'm going to run my business. I mean, I'm working on those roadblocks. I recorded my video, Hillary, so that will be posted on my personal Facebook later. So that's kind of what I took from it. I think it was awesome. If anyone's never been to a big Super Saturday or a big training event like that, definitely powerful.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rhonda. Yeah, it is so powerful being in that room and feeling that energy. And the next event is Leaders Retreat. I don't want to go into that too much here, but I'm telling y'all, you do not want to miss anything Plexus puts on at all. Don't miss it. Thank you so much, Rhonda. Okay, next.
You bet.
Awesome. Next up, we have the beautiful Rachel Bradle. Hello, my dear. Who is going to talk about, she is gold. So they had different breakout sessions, for beginning ambassador, silver, and gold, senior gold, and then ruby, senior ruby, and then jewels. So she, Rachel Bradle, Melissa Hare, and Annie Hochschild are all going to speak on that training. So I'm super excited for that. Rachel, you are up, my dear.
Well, I have not recorded my video because that's terrifying, but my goal is by the end of the week, so bear with me. I'm just not doing it today. But anyway, what we were talking about is it's not about us. That just pointed something out that they were talking about of the do's and don'ts of growing your relationships. So it's basically, I'm just going to read what they wrote down because there wasn't anything to change. It's like awesome word for word. It said, do focus on others. Take the focus off of yourself. When you lead with a relationship, people are going to tell you what they need or what they want. If they're always struggling with feeling like crap, obviously they're going to be in it for the health. If they're always talking about how they have no money, approach them with the business. But when you lead with that relationship, they're going to tell you what they need. Don't talk more than you listen. Get really good at asking questions and understanding when they say something, not just responding. So if you have to answer a question with another question, that's fine, but don't just blurb out information because you think they want to hear information, because you might not be hearing what they want to say. Do expand your network and be intentional with who you're talking to and the relationships you're building. It's always good to make random friends, but if you're looking to expand your network, not just your friends, you really need to think about who you're choosing to surround yourself with and building your network. Don't stay in your comfort zone. So that's a hard one for all of us, but Present your products and the opportunity with everyone. You can build a relationship first, but know when it's time to share, when it's a good time to share those things. And then lastly, don't prejudge, especially when you're doing those cold calling or your messaging. Like, you never know who wants these. They might just be waiting for you to ask them. I've messaged tons of people, and they're like, oh my gosh, I've been really wanting to ask you about this. I was hoping you were going to message me. And they were at the bottom of my list. I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to message these because I need to do 5 people today, and they happen to be the one that works. So that was going off of kind of just building those relationships. And then they really talked about using our success kits, not only to expand our business, but training the people under you. There's that big long handout, the 1 through 10 steps to success or whatever it is. Each one of those fall into 3 different categories that they talked about: connecting with your ambassadors, so reinforcing, building those relationships, teaching them how to share and follow up, using their back office, utilizing their websites, setting up those face-to-face meetings, welcome calls, stuff like that, teaching them how they should replicate it, not only building their business, but building themselves as a leader. And then building belief. Like Hillary's talked plenty about belief in the products, the company, network marketing, and yourself. And those are at the very base of each and every step. And another just phrase that really stood out to me: if you want to become a diamond, you need to work like you're a diamond. So I know a ton of times I talk about the 5-3-1. So 5 new people, 3 follow-ups, 1 train somebody, and you think to yourself, well, I'm just silver, I'm just gold. Like, I don't have that many people to reach out to or follow up with and train. But just by doing that, even if that training 1 person is yourself, you're working the business like a diamond, and the diamond business is going to come to you. And then one last thing about like Facebook is, of course, like, you're creating your brand, but beyond that, don't let your brand only be Plexus. So they use this analogy of everybody has their own TV show on Facebook. So somebody might be the cooking channel, and somebody might be the home and gardening television channel. And we each are posting different things. Like, this person is making 17 shelves out of crates every day, and you look forward to seeing those new shelves. They're a different one every time. Or someone is always posting a new recipe, and that's why you're looking at their page, is because that interests you. But if you throw up Plexus on them all the time, they're going to think, oh, this is just another commercial. I'm going to change the channel now. So they talked about really balancing out, and don't go crazy with your posts. Like, for every three posts, then you can do 1 Plexus post. Not do 3 posts, 3 Plexus posts, and then 1 personal post. It should be completely the opposite way, whether it's 1 post per hour or 1 post per day. That means on the 3rd day it'll be a Plexus post, or on the 3rd hour it'll be a Plexus hour. But based on how you traffic your Facebook, I suppose, really depends on how many. But that 3-to-1 ratio is what they talked about, which, don't let it all be Plexus, because people will get bored of you. And that's all I have for my big takeaways.
Awesome. That was fabulous. So good. I was listening. I promise. I'm so sorry. My children are interrupting me here. I need to like lock myself in somewhere, but that's unrealistic. For right now, I can't even go to the restroom myself. So, but thank you so much. It is truly life-changing to, again, be at these events and hear, like you said, from the top. But the same thing, if you want to be a diamond, like you said, you have to work like a diamond. And I love that you said, even if you only have X amount of people, use one of those people that you're investing in and training to be yourself then. So I think that's really important. And again, being yourself and being authentic is something that's really important. Your friends are your friends for a reason. And I've told you all that from the beginning. So don't turn into a Plexus robot or something that turns people off. So thank you so much, Rachel. Next, we have Blurry Melissa Hare. I unmuted you, dear.
Okay. Well,
at least we can hear you.
Great. So I guess I'm going to go off the cuff a little bit here. I had originally going to talk about the do's and don'ts. which, if I can just reiterate, super duper duper important. I'm so glad this is being recorded. Go back and watch this and write those down, because that was huge to me. I did a team training on Saturday, and that was a huge part of what we talked about. My second thing that I was going to use was Facebook, but that was just covered amazingly as well. So, Facebook is huge. Like she said, be personal. And I guess one little additional thing that I got out of the training with the Facebook is that you don't need to put message me, PM me. They know you do Plexus. They know where the message button is. So you don't need to be adding that to all of your posts, or any of your posts for that matter. Remember to keep it personal, something that you would want to see. So I guess something that hasn't been talked about, they did talk about in the Gold training, prioritize and time management. And then they showed us this four quadrants that are urgent, not urgent, important, and not important. So the first quadrant is important, urgent, and those are things that you want to do first. And then when they broke it down, they said, contacting new people, that's something that needs to be urgent and important, something you do first. Get that out of the way in the morning, and that'll set the tone for the whole rest of the day. The second quadrant is something that is planned or scheduled that you do without distraction. It is important, but it is not urgent. And their example of that is your IPA, your income producing activity. And to elaborate on that, they also talked about, they said when you're multitasking, the person that you're talking to, they get you, but they do not get the best of you. You want to give all of you. So scheduling that time is very important. And I know that's something I talked to my team about too, like the three-way conversations and such. If you just start messaging somebody, you don't know that they're busy, with a bunch of kids or at work or what they're doing. They might listen to you and talk to you, but if you schedule that time, then they know at 7 o'clock, I'm going to sit down with Hillary and we're going to talk about Plexus. And they're going to bring their questions to the board and be ready to sit down and give you their full attention. The third quadrant is minimizing and delegating, third priority, urgent, but not important. So that was existing ambassadors, working with your team, following up with them, and all of that. And the fourth one is to avoid, unless you have spare time. And their definition was scrolling Facebook/Wastebook. Of course, you do want to be on Facebook and looking at your friends' posts and building that relationship and, that airtime. The more that you like and comment on their posts, the more that they're going to see your posts in their feed. So you definitely want that, but you don't want to waste hours on end just trolling Facebook. And then they talked about task prioritization, so that's kind of what we just talked about. And they say that studies have shown that multitasking decreases your productivity and creativity. So be intentional on your focused time and maximize time by using your nooks and crannies in life. Plan out those 15 minutes. You know that you're going to have a 15-minute, break at work. Well, that's when you're going to schedule some time to work on your priorities. So that is what I have off the cuff.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And yes, it is so important. And even, I'm going to say this, but even when we do calls like this, yes, I have children coming in and out, but being there and being present in these calls and conversations and, not kind of here, but then, looking at your phone and not really listening, and taking notes, writing stuff down is really, really, really important to do. Yes, good job, guys. I know I got my notebook too. Writing stuff down. Victor Antonio said, 90% of people will forget what you said in 30 days. 90%, and that 10% that's left is probably not even fully accurate. So we really need to be intentional and be writing things down and paying attention. But again, like I said, being present and there, people can feel that too with you. And it's difficult, but it's not. Kind of when you take a minute to think like, oh, well, I just spent 15 minutes wasting scrolling on Facebook when I could have been doing something else when I had a break or whatever. So thank you so much for sharing that, Melissa. I wish we could see your face, but we'll work on that for next time. All right, and next we have the beautiful Miss Annie. So I'm gonna unmute you, girlfriend. And I know she has 5 little boys, and I saw one little nugget's head already too. So I totally get it. I totally get it. But if you could share your takeaways from it, and being that this was your second convention, because I'm pretty sure everyone that's talked so far hasn't been at a convention. So maybe give your takeaways on being there last year too, and this year, and how things are different, if you would, please.
Yes, definitely. Hi, thank you for having me, Hillary. I appreciate you taking the time to have me on the call tonight. And great tips from everybody so far. They've been kind of checking them off my list as we're going. So as Hillary said, yes, I do have little kids running around, and I kind of given them a warning. I'm going to be talking, so you have to get out of here now. Like, no talking and no coming in until I'm done. So first thing I wanted to talk about is the first thing that I really hit home for me in the Senior Gold training was the time management, which Melissa talked about, where she talked about multitasking. The gal who was up there, I believe it was Rhonda Shaw that was talking, and she said she is a professional at multitasking, and her husband told her that she does not need to be doing that. And right away that hit me, because that is, like, I think to myself all day is like, what can I do at the same time to get more done during the day? But it's very true, because your creativity goes down, your listening goes down, and you're not fully in there on it. So time management is a big thing for me.
Wednesday, if I can get the weed whacker to work.
Somebody's not muted.
Okay, I'm gonna try to mute everyone again, and then I'll unmute you, Annie.
Okay.
Or you're still not muted. Okay. All right, I think it should be good. Okay, Annie.
Okay, perfect. For me, I really come to find out that I have to schedule out my day. Like, I have to schedule out when I'm going to do my IPAs, when I'm going to do my team calls, when I'm going to do my Zoom meetings. I have specific times, like 7 to 7:30 is personal growth. 10 to 10:30 is this time. Like, I literally have my whole day planned out for me when I need to get stuff done. So I don't get behind it. I don't leave stuff till the end of the day. So time management is huge. With that, also, one saying that they said that really hit me good was, there's no excuses for not making prospecting a priority, only fear. That's another thing that I really believe that a lot of people put to the back burner, and they don't put it on their important list, is prospecting and setting time to do prospecting. They use the 5-3-1 method with personal development and social media posting as their daily like IPAs, what they need to get done. So 5 is 5 new contacts every day, 3 follow-ups a day, and 1 training. Now, obviously, if you're just starting out and you don't have a team, you're not going to do that 1 training. But once you start growing your team, training a day. Personal growth in there, whether that be listening to motivational videos, listening to any kind of inspirational stories, diamond documentaries, or reading your books. They're very important. And then also your daily social media posting. And the gals talked about that before, so great tips on that. 3 more key to prospecting success is, first one is grow yourself. I didn't realize starting this business how much I would have to grow myself to grow my business. You have to be ready yourself to want to do this and to actually do it yourself. So growing yourself, personal development, is huge in this business. Next is grow your relationships. We develop so many close friends and family with Plexus that it is unbelievable. how many people that we haven't even met, but we consider them close family and friends. Third one is grow your brand. With that, you're growing like your own self, your brand, what you stand for. And with that, I really believe growing your brand is growing your passion and your belief. And those are two huge, huge key components with this business also. So not only do we grow ourselves, but we grow our belief and our passion. And with that, we're going to grow our business. Lastly, teaching your downlines to duplicate. Rosalind Payne talked about this, and she had some great tips on how to keep your teams engaged and how to grow and duplicate. Team pages, Zoom meetings, establish your IPAs. One thing that I will always remember from this too is if you want your downlines and you want your team to grow and contact and prospect, you need to do that yourself. They're going to look at you as a leader and say, look at her. She's done her IPAs today. She's done her personal growth today. She's gone to meetings today. She's got stuff set up. I need to do that too. If they see you sitting at home playing with your kids all day, not signing any ambassadors, not reading any books, they're not going to do that either. So your actions speak louder than your words. Do the do and show them how to be a good leader and how to grow yourself and your brand. Those are my tips. Oh, I wanted to say, convention this year was amazing because it was like twice as big. We had this huge area. We had so much momentum, so much motivation that it was honestly just amazing. Last year was great as the first year, but I can't wait to see what next year's going to be and how big we can get.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Annie. Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm sure that who wasn't there, you've seen the pictures, and it's something to be there and experience it. And again, close, more intimate thing of that is Leaders Retreat coming up. Shoot for it, work for it. When we talk about doing notes too, be intentional and write down. Like, it's not enough just to say, oh, I want to be a diamond. Do you really know what it takes? You know, what are you going to have to do day in, day out? How many points? Where does it work? Who are you helping? Because again, it is a representation of the lives that you're changing. So when you look at it that way, and really break it down, we can be intentional with our actions and what we're doing to grow our business. Next, we have beautiful Ruby Kiley, soon to be senior Ruby. She's going to share her takeaways from the Ruby Senior Ruby, and I'm going to get her unmuted here. All right, you're up.
Awesome. Hey guys, how's it going? Okay, I lost my pen, of course. Okay, so I took a lot of notes, and this was really difficult for me to decide what I wanted to tell you guys because everything was like the most valuable information that I've ever received. But I did decide to give you guys the 8 ingredients to success. And these 8 ingredients to success were given by Melissa Eichenhorst. And she was absolutely wonderful. And I know Jen and Joanna would say the same exact thing. She was, oh my gosh, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to get started because there's 8 tips. And I don't want to ramble. I ramble a lot. Anyways, okay. So you want to create a vision. Okay, so the first one is integrity. The team will follow their leader, and so the leader needs to set the tone. Don't ask your team to do things that you wouldn't do. Most of the time though, I'm like when I wrote that down, I'm thinking, gosh, there way back when there was a lot of things that I would not do, but I did them because I wanted others to do them. Like making your videos, creating your videos. Again, and this has all been covered, but I'm not like a standout person or anything like that. I am passionate enough to be a Ruby ambassador, but at one time I only had 2 or 3 people underneath me, and I was still creating videos for people that weren't even watching me. So, it was like just one of those things where you just get excited about and you just make those videos because it excites you. People are watching you doing those videos. Avoid management mode, be a role model. Do your IPAs, events, personal growth and development, and the power of 3, of course, is so important. Lead when you don't want to lead. You need to be the rock or be the lighthouse. I know that that's another thing that we'll probably get into. It's a whole nother excerpt in itself, but John Addison, he's awesome. If you guys did not ever read his book or anything, you should read his book. It's pretty crazy. When you're the leader, you lost all thoughts of going into a coma. So you don't get to do that. You've signed people now, and you need to lead them. You need to show them the way. You need to show them where to go. That spoke volumes to me. I was like, wow, that is awesome. Very true statement. The second one is everybody needs to be united in the vision, purpose, and belief. Whether your vision is just to make $300 a month or it's to be an Emerald ambassador, you need to tell people that. You need to show people that. The communication is key. It's huge. Your purpose may just be the health or the financial aspect. Again, you need to communicate that. Belief in the products, company, and industry. What do you envision for your team? It's a question that they asked us. So it's something that, again, as a leader, you should be communicating to your team is what you envision for your team. The leader finds the dream, then the people. The people borrow belief from the leader as they build their own. Again, that is huge too. The first 30 days are, that belief in themselves is not really that great, but after those 30 days, they realize the things that they can accomplish. Even after 7 days, that's why the Silver in 7 is so awesome, because after 7 days, you see how powerful you can be. It's quite amazing. I love Silver in 7. Oh my gosh. Have so much belief in the company and just be contagious. People will flock to you. Number 3, be a valuer of duplication. Success should be system dependent, not sponsor dependent. Personal growth and development, you should encourage it, provide opportunities, and lead by example. So you need to value the events. You yourself need to get to the events, show up to the events, show up to the calls, then your team will follow. Your team will come. If you tell them all how important it is, they'll come. They will. It may take a few times and a few, invitations, a few not very fun conversations, but they'll come. And then they'll be like, whoa, why wasn't I here sooner? But I really like the phrase, success should be system dependent, not sponsor dependent. That's huge. Follow the system. Follow, everything is all laid out for us. You have to work hard, but business is not hard. So if you think about Plexus, it's not hard because, there's people that need financial security and health solving. I'm not saying that obviously we're not going to solve any health conditions or anything like that, but again, not compliant, but I thought that was huge too. One thing that they told me, or they told us, was you should be holding one event per week. So I believe I had hit Jen or nudged her. I was like, gosh, we have this awesome Monday motivation call every single week. Show up. If you're not on this call, create your own call. It's, again, it may be scary to get in front of an audience, but how empowering, how uplifting is it? I think it's pretty amazing. Number 4 is emphasize one Plexus. We are a company committed to unity. Ambassadors with everybody's trainings, events, resources, time, and passion. With the corporate, they adhere to, or we're supposed to adhere to policies, promote events, treat corporate staff with love and respect, and then compliance. Protect your future with Plexus. So with all this stuff that's been going on with the compliance stuff, it really is important there are people that are not following the compliance rules, and unfortunately they may get in trouble. But we don't want that to happen to us. So it's that respect, respect that feature and take down what they say to take down, those before and after pictures and all that kind of stuff. Number 5 is daily communication. People will buy into you before they buy into your vision. Your DMO needs to be communicated with your team daily, or you need to communicate with your team daily. So if it's just those threads, I know I have a thread on Messenger that I talk to my team every day. I talk to my team on my team page a million times a day. It's always blowing up, and people leave, and that's okay. They're not ready for it. And, some of those wholesale ambassadors that don't want to be a part of the team page, that's okay. Love them where they're at. It is what it is. With the team page videos post. Okay. Another thing that I found quite interesting was you should be recording 1 video to your team per week. So that's something I know that I used to do, but now my phone's full, so I haven't been doing it. But I need to start, cleaning my act up, I need to portray to my team what they should be doing to their team. Miranda made an awesome video also, so I'm going to shout her out. She made an awesome video for her team today, and it was pretty amazing. Awesome, Miranda. Okay, another quote too. Sorry, there's lots of quotes because they were awesome and powerful. Silence from a leader will crush team culture. So don't stop posting. Post every day. I know that I think that's really important. So anyways, number 6, a solid system of recognition. Recognition is the greatest motivation. Who doesn't like to be called out, oh my gosh, congratulations, or you're doing amazing, or whoa, that three was amazing. Recognition is huge. Recognition promotes the exact actions you want from your team. People crave recognition. Your recognition should match your vision, purpose, and belief. So, really, that's just kind of self-explanatory. Number 7 is building relationships. This one kind of goes with, obviously, the team and the networking feature, but when you have level 1s, you should know every single one of your level 1s why they're in Plexus. Whether it's for the business or not, you should know. That was quite a great piece of information that I learned. Power partners or accountability partners, huge. Find one. If you can't find one, go to your sponsor, go to somebody. They are really important. Don't underestimate the power of fun. Know all of your level one spot why. One thing that they also recommended was, so there's there's a runners tab sometimes, or there's a gold and above tab, or a ruby and above tab, or whatever. Melissa created an almost to gold tab, which I found really awesome. I was like, oh, that's a good one. I like that one. I'm going to have to do that. Again, building those relationships, getting people there. People can create their culture within that, they're almost gold. It creates bonds and relationships. People that play together stay together. So all of these videos and all this stuff, obviously we're doing something right, you guys. Convention was pretty amazing. Number 8, empowering leaders is what it was entitled. So identify your top 20% of leaders, runners, people that are going and all that, and embrace their strengths, give up control, help others climb the ranks. And that's basically the pinnacle of leadership. The team is stronger together. So it's kind of like the birds who, oh my gosh, I can't even think of the phrase. Yeah, I don't know. I say it all the time too, and now I'm just having a complete brain fart. But anyways, that was all I had on that. I have 10 other pages, but I will spare you guys all that wonderful information, and I'll just keep it for myself. Just kidding.
Awesome. Thank you, Kylie. No, what I think would be really, really awesome is, I know Rhonda had mentioned that she would be willing to do it, type something up. So maybe if she wants to kind of type up their notes or the key things, and we can get those all in a thread and in a document for everybody. Would be really,
absolutely
really nice and helpful to kind of go back. And again, it's it's nice to see different viewpoints and different things that people pick up on and what sticks out to them. So thank you, Kylie. I'm going to mute you.
Yep.
And yeah, this has just been amazing. We have so many of you on this call, and it got a little bit longer than normal, but I feel like it was super, super important to get everyone's thoughts and viewpoints on this. And I'm sure that the other people at convention would be willing to share as well in the comment section or whatever of this video. But there's things that are scary, and I totally get that. And they're like legitimate fears that you guys have. I totally understand that, and I can appreciate and love you guys where you're at. But I also can say that I promise it's not as scary as you think. It's just like, you know, putting your kids, some of you don't have children, but putting your kids on a bicycle. Like, they're deathly afraid to get on that bicycle that they're going to fall. And as his parents, we're just like, here you go. Well, at least me anyways. I'm like, you got a helmet on, you're good. You skin your knee, you're fine. But just letting them go. And once they start pedaling and see it, and then they're tooling around and wanting to do jumps and stuff, they're going, why was I ever afraid of that? Why did I ever think that that was scary? This is awesome, you know? So when we put things, again, I'm an analogy person, and Kylie is too, put it into perspective, an analogy like that. And one other thing before I close this up, and I thought it was super, super awesome. I listen to Joel Osteen all of the time, and he was telling a story about how these people were on this airplane and they were flying, and it was really, really extreme turbulence, like super duper bad. People were like holding on. It kind of reminded me of Shelly on that one big bump. She like grabbed the seat and was like, ah! Annie knows what I'm talking about. It was really funny. Sorry, Shelly. But there was this little boy on the plane, and every single bump, he was like, woo, like throwing his hands up and super duper excited and just thought it was the greatest thing. Meanwhile, there's adults like, you know, saying the Hail Mary and last prayers. And finally the plane lands safely and successfully, and the little boy jumps out of his seat and he goes running down the aisle into the arms of the pilot, and he says to him, Dad, that was the best flight we've ever had. And it's in perspective of when you know who is steering your ship, who is flying your plane, and that's God. God's got your back. So just go, run with it. We have our Father on our side. We have all of his glory, all of his faith, all of his strength for us. So that's just something that I heard, and I'm like, you know what? It's absolutely right. And I would hope that you guys see me too as that lighthouse, and that I'm not a father, but I'm as much of a mother to you guys as I can. And I would never steer you wrong. I want to lead you in the best direction possible, and be the best leader for all of you, so you can be that empowered person, because that is, at the end of the day, what it's all about. I would hope that each and every one of you is more successful, a better leader, greater than I could ever imagine. So that's my prayer and my thought for you. And I thank you so much for being on this call and for being a part of this team. Have a blessed night. I love you all.